Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the program Business Time here on Times. My name is William Kumwembe. This is a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. And in the program today, we look at prospects for a new extended credit facility program between the Malawi government and the International Monetary Fund as IMF mission team arrives in the country Wednesday. And also in the program, we speak to Tobacco Commission Chief Executive Officer for an insight on the tobacco market this far. That's Inside Business Time.
Sometimes, our dreams keep us up at night. They can even make us miss out on those little but special moments. And sometimes, they can make us lose focus on the important things. But at National Bank of Malawi, we believe that your dreams should not stop you from living your best life. That is why we're stepping up to help make your dreams come true with Step Up Young Professionals. With Step Up Young Professionals, you get efficient digital financial services, affordable credit facilities, financial management and wealth creation workshops that are crucial as you progress in your career. Call 626 for more details. National Bank of Malawi, the bank of the nation.
Hello and welcome. This is Business Time and my name is William Kumwembe. In our main story in the program today, an International Monetary Fund IMF mission team arrives in the country on Wednesday for make or break talks with the Malawi government over a possible extended credit facility program with the country. This comes years after the government resorted to cancel an ECF program following change of governments, as they said they wanted a new program in line with the government's vision. But what does the future hold in as far as the new program is concerned? The International Monetary Fund mission team arrives in the country on Wednesday, and the Treasury, according to the Minister of Finance, Sostin Gwengwe, is optimistic that the government would strike a possible deal with the IMF. We have the whole story in this report.
For years now, Malawi's economy has been riddled with myriad challenges, including forex scarcity. The situation is more volatile now, as the cost of living is also elevated. With inflation, the rate at which commodity prices rise at a given period in an economy is seen at 15.7%, probably the highest in recent years. The economy is bleeding. Structural challenges coupled with exogenous shocks, including the COVID pandemic and more recently, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, could be faulted for the wars. But for starters, the country's insatiable appetite for imports versus her inability to produce enough for export market has largely triggered the situation. Malawi's annual imports bill stands at about $2.5 billion. And revenue from tobacco, the country's major export crop, is seen below the $210 million monthly foreign requirement at $179 million last season. This means with more than 3 months of toil to produce the green gold, its total earnings remain lower than what the country requires to meet import needs of a month. Apart from few other cash crops like tea, sugar and coffee, much of the foreign currency trickles in form of debt and aid from development partners. And to continue leveraging on that, an International Monetary Fund IMF's extended credit facility program is imminent. The IMF mission team arrives in the country on Wednesday for a make or break talks. According to Reserve Bank of Malawi Governor Wilson Banda, the IMF gives a stamp of approval and instills confidence in donors that a particular country, in this case Malawi, has the right policy mix in managing its economy. Finance Minister Sostin Gwengwe recently said the team is coming for negotiations of the program, not discussion, which means it is almost a done deal, except for what it would look like.
We have been having discussions for some time. What they're coming up with now is a negotiation of the package. You remember, an ECF is a loan, and they would come up with, as lenders, with what they would want to see in our reform agenda.
But in the past week alone, we have seen a lot in the government's attempt to impress the fund. These include the appointment of new Financial Intelligence Authority Director as per the IMF's recommendations. Speculation has it that devaluation of the local currency, the kwacha, is also imminent. But what does the IMF look for? Access to ECF financing is determined on case-by-case basis, taking into account the country's balance of payments need, the strength of its economic program, and capacity to repay the fund. Over the past 6 months or so, the continuous issues with Malawi has been the matter of foreign exchange misrepresentation to the IMF. It is believed that the previous administration misreported on several occasions on gross reserve assets and net international reserves for the period between 2018 and 2019, which remains a bone of contention between the IMF and the new administration. Malawi was implementing the ECF from April 2018, and it was expected to run until April 2021. If approved, the ECF program being sought by the Malawi government will be the third in line. The first ECF program was granted on July 23, 2012 and was worth $156.2 million. Amid the optimism from the government officials, it remains a matter of wait and see.
Now moving on with the program. Malawi remains an agrarian economy and tobacco remains the country's main forex earner. The season is at its peak as it's been about 8 weeks since the opening of the 2022 tobacco selling season. However, it comes at a time the country is still grappling with forex situation, which is ironic as experts expected that the situation could have improved following the trickling in of forex on the market from the tobacco proceeds. Now, the question remains to say, how is the market faring this far? I caught up with the Tobacco Commission Chief Executive Officer, Joseph Ginanti Malunga, to find out how is the market operating and what the future holds.
There are positive issues and negative issues at the same time, but I think most of the positive issues override the negatives. This year, we see that the market is performing very well in the sense that we have seen a pickup in the prices. The average prices, as we speak, are around 1.95. That's average, which we have never seen in many years. We've not seen in many years. So just looking at that, it excites us in the tobacco industry. But also, you look at the issues that we always talk about. For example, rejection rate. Rejection rate has decreased tremendously. You have certain days that you go to the market, there's no rejection, zero rejection. So as we speak, there is almost a negligible rejection rate. You can attribute that to, growers grading their tobacco properly, or indeed you might say you have a lot of competition now.
What was the rationale behind the early opening of the 2022 tobacco marketing season? Why I'm asking this question is because there's been schools of thought. Others believe that because the country was in desperate need of forex. At the same time, we heard it from officials on record saying it was because they wanted to caution farmers from elongated season. What was the rationale behind the early opening?
Early opening. Right. Okay. So I think one thing that you really have to understand is that the tobacco is not like maize. It's not like soya. It's not like the other crops. It is a global product to the extent that what affects Malawi also affects Zambia. So at that point, what happened to us that we were late in preparing seedlings. The rains didn't come on time and all that. It also happened in the other countries as well. So everyone was on the lookout to say, where are we going to get tobacco this year? Yeah? So our concern was also the concern in Zambia and everyone else. So we noticed that at that moment, if we had kept our market closed, while our colleagues had their markets open, we definitely will see, our tobacco migrating or going into other countries, through dubious means.
Now with the prices picking up on the market, we've also noted the trading itself getting close to normalcy. What does the future hold?
Well, this season, first of all, I have to say that we will not meet the demand, obviously. We will not meet it. And the major reason is because of the weather situation. But there's a lot of excitement from our growers. which we are very happy about. That with the growers, most of the growers that we have are in business. And in a business, they understand that there are risks. Sometimes you gain, sometimes you lose. And that's how the business works. So this year, maybe we'll have some that will lose because of the natural phenomenon which I mentioned. But that does not mean that they will move out of business. They'll still continue. And we are getting requests every day that they want to register for next season. And that's why that the next season, registration period, we're going to open very early. Maybe first week of June, we're already opening for 2023 season. So given the prices this year, we think there's also going to be a lot of excitement with the growers, because growers resonate with the prices as well.
Remember, this is Business Time. It's a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. We'll be right back. And when we get back, we speak to Eskom on the power situation in the country, among other things.
Sometimes, our dreams keep us up at night. They can even make us miss out on those little but special moments. And sometimes, they can make us lose focus on the important things. But at National Bank of Malawi, we believe that your dreams should not stop you from living your best life. That is why we're stepping up to help make your dreams come true with Step Up Young Professionals. With Step Up Young Professionals, you get efficient digital financial services, affordable credit facilities, financial management and wealth creation workshops that are crucial as you progress in your career. Call 626 for more details. National Bank of Malawi, the bank of the nation.
Welcome back. This is Business Time, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. And my name is William Kumwembe. Moving on with the program. For quite some time, Malawi has been grappling with a number of challenges, including energy woes, which has affected operations of businesses and households in the country. This is due to low generation capacity by energy generation company of Malawi, at Genco. Now, we caught up with supplier of electricity in the country, the Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, to find out how are they positioned to still meet the market demand amid concerns of low generation in the country. We caught up with Martin Kanyenda, who is Marketing and Systems Operations Manager at Eskom.
As you know, the electricity industry was liberalized around 2016-2017. And in 2017, the market was open to competitive generation. So now in the sector of generation, we have so many companies which are generating power. And Eskom now, our mandate is just to transmit that power and distribute it to the customers. In terms of buying the power, it's another company which is also buying that power from those generators. But our mandate now is just limited to transmitting and distributing that power and retailing it to the customers. So basically, that's what we are doing. So basically, what we are saying here is, if generation is low on one side and the demand is high on the other side, as Eskom, we can only get what we want, what we can get, and the same can be distributed to the customers. In terms of generation, what we are getting from our customers, from our suppliers, is around 285 megawatts. But looking at the demand for the nation, let me take you back to say in 2014, the country recorded the highest electricity demand around 1830 in the evening, that is. And that record was around 335 megawatts. That was recorded in 2014. So In 2017, we experienced, as you know, there was low water levels in the lake, and generation also went down. Then at that particular time, what we could only transmit and distribute to our customers, the highest we could reach was less than 220 megawatts. So we are coming from a record of 335 in 2014 to 2017, around November, the minimum 220 megawatts, which could be supplied to the customers. So there was heavy load shedding. But now, after that, we received a lot of rains. Now we have a lot of rains. And as of last year, in 2021, in September, we hit the highest demand, which is 360 megawatts. But if you can just analyze the demand growth from 2014, where we hit 335, to the highest demand which we have reached in 2021 in September, which is 360 megawatts. You can see that it's just an addition of 25 megawatts there. But is that realistic? You find that it's not realistic. Why? Because we've been load shedding customers, and most of the customers now, they shun away from using the electricity because the supply is not stable, because the supply is not available, it's not there to meet the demand. But if we had not experienced power supply shortages over a period from 2014 of 335 megawatts, that's almost, is it 7 years or 8 years? Yes. So 7 years or 8 years, the demand would have even grown more than 25 megawatts. By now, we could be talking about 420, 500 megawatts as the demand for the whole nation. But now, because of that, so that's why we call it suppressed demand. So the demand we are experiencing currently is called suppressed demand because of load shedding. It's not the true reflection of the demand in the country. The true demand could be more than 400 megawatts.
Now moving on to other business news, a new mobile phone company services provider is in the offing. Nyasa Mobile is the name of the company. Our journalist Justin Kweu speaks to Conrad Bako, who is chairperson of Nyasa Mobile, to find out when is the company expected to roll its operations in the country.
So Nyasa Mobile has been working diligently as part of the Nyasa family to start a network in Malawi to try and assist government's vision of driving down the prices of data and airtime, and to see if we can enhance people's lives with a new idea on how to present a mobile network in Malawi. The investment is quite significant to the point that we've got some major direct foreign investors that are assisting us in syndicating this investment and helping us to make this new network possible. I think before the end of this year, Malawians should have a pleasant surprise and understand what it is to have a quality network at an affordable price. Yes, so it's taken the two existing operators about 20 years to have not even 100% coverage in Malawi. So the reality is this is a massive project. It's going to be phased, but we will make sure that our rollout is as swift as possible to give all Malawians a fair chance and opportunity to join this new network. So our background in Malawi as entrepreneurs are in various businesses. And what we normally try and do in all our businesses is to create strategic partnerships with the people who know what they're doing so they can value add to the success of the Nyasa brand, and we can learn from their expertise So we are proud to say that we are in a strategic partnership with Vodafone Global. And the team from Vodafone is in Malawi this week to meet with various government officials and also to do analysis on the ground. And that's why you found them today in the markets, to see exactly what needs to be done to enhance the technology and the telecoms in this country. We expect, in line with vision from the government, over the next 3 to 5 years, to directly create at least 400 new jobs, but indirectly over 1,000 new jobs. And it's part of our critical path to make sure that we integrate Malawians into the selling of airtime, the selling of our services. So it's a very big part. As you know, the whole Nyasa family, we've always done that. We've always created jobs for people and look after people, so it's really high in our critical path list. It is significant. It's a very large investment. If you can think of Airtel and TNM, it's taken multinationals to come and open a telco. It's not just everybody's vision to do what we're doing. We've been working on this for 5 years to bring it to reality. But we're proud to say that every day that passes, we're getting closer. And all I can say is that Malawi and the whole of Malawi and all Malawians must look forward to a fantastic customer experience with Nyasa Mobile.
With that interview, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time, a magazine program in which we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. On behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. Always remember, if it doesn't make money, then it does not make sense. Stay safe and bye for now.
Sometimes, our dreams keep us up at night. They can even make us miss out on those little but special moments. And sometimes, they can make us lose focus on the important things. But at National Bank of Malawi, we believe that your dreams should not stop you from living your best life. That is why we're stepping up to help make your dreams come true with Step Up Young Professionals. With Step Up Young Professionals, you get efficient digital financial services, affordable credit facilities, financial management and wealth creation workshops that are crucial as you progress in your career. Call 626 for more details. National Bank of Malawi, the bank of the nation.